And joining us on set, we're talking about getting people to make the switch from plastics to something more environmentally friendly. And the owner of Caribbean Aesthetics, Cheyenne Gilbert, is here with us from Tobago. Welcome.
Hey, yes, hello, good morning.
So what is Caribbean Aesthetics and when was it formed and what exactly is its purpose?
Okay, well, we started last year, October, and the whole purpose of Caribbean Aesthetics is to capture that tropical, natural vibe of, the whole Caribbean aesthetic or whatever, So basically, I started with tote bags at first, and the whole purpose of starting with the tote bags was to get persons from switching to from plastic to something more environmentally friendly, that kind of thing. So it's more making a switch to something a bit more natural, more, more conservative.
Do you think people are really conscious about the environment based on your interactions in trying to promote these types of alternatives?
I would say there is the market for it. I mean, it's fairly new, especially locally and stuff like that. Abroad, it's basically something that's been around for quite some time. So I'm trying to introduce it to us here throughout the Caribbean. Hopefully, I expect to go more Caribbean and stuff like that. But for now, it's more local and stuff like that. So people are getting familiar with it.
So what have been your avenues so far in terms of introducing it?
Social media.
Social media.
Social media.
And the response has been somewhat encouraging, you would say?
It has been, yeah.
And what has been your journey in terms of actually getting this idea off the ground?
Let me see.
Was it difficult? Did you encounter a lot of challenges? And then we'll touch on entrepreneurship and how difficult it is for the average individual to get into entrepreneurship. Some of the challenges that you face.
It is. One of the challenges I definitely face, I would say, is making persons more aware of it and stuff like that. Because, it's easier to just, and it's cheaper, actually, to just buy something. Being natural is actually naturally more expensive. So it's cheaper for someone to purchase a plastic bag or a brown paper bag and stuff like that, whereas to purchase a cloth-made bag, and especially as it's more handmade, it's a bit more on the expensive side. However, it would last a bit longer, and that's it.
You get more out of it.
You would get more out of it, yeah.
Okay. Now, I'd like to look at some of the products that you have. I'm seeing something looking like a pineapple. It's a little bit further down.
Sure,
that
yeah.
What is this exactly?
This is actually, everything is about pineapple. I love pineapples, which is why the logo is basically a pineapple. This is a pineapple, and it actually as well captures the tropical vibe of, being local and stuff like that.
So you painted this?
I painted it, yes, and it was done by my boyfriend. Both of us actually, we do this together.
Yeah.
But he couldn't be here because he's in Tobago.
That's fine. And this, what is this exactly?
This is the logo. This is our official logo. It's Caribbean Aesthetics, yeah.
Okay. So, and these are the products that you have. Those are the bags.
These are the tote bags, yes. We have bigger sizes, and we have for kids as well.
For kids as well. So at the moment you have tote bags, but do you have a vision in terms of getting book bags, perhaps?
I do actually. I'm in the process of doing practicing on some book bags and stuff like that as well. And I'm just trying to get persons to be more interested in it, more buy local, more that kind of thing to support. Yeah, buy local.
In promoting this, the response you've gotten, not just with the bags, but in terms of buying local and supporting local, do you think we're generally that type of people?
I don't believe so, no. It's a bit difficult to get persons to support more local businesses and stuff.
Why is that, though?
I think it's just maybe a mental thing. We just prefer to buy something that's more popular, more known, that kind of way. Yeah. So, it's a bit difficult to get a brand off the, It
takes us some time.
It does.
Now, I'd like to understand your average day, what it is like, how much effort goes into making a product like this, a finished product.
Okay, no problem. Well, firstly, we begin by sourcing the material itself. Apart from sourcing the material, the bags have to be cut, the straps has to be cut as well. The straps has to be sewn, the bags has to be sewn, ironed, everything. And apart from that, then we dye. It's a dyeing process. So we get them these colors as well as we hand paint some of them. So
you hand paint your own?
Yeah. I would say one tote takes roughly about 5-10 minutes to complete.
Okay,
dyed,
that's not too bad.
No.
Do you take orders as well?
I do. We do take wholesale orders as well as we do retail.
Okay, and what are some of the other products that you have there in the boxes?
These are some like palazzo pants. It's
so
like
you do have clothing as well?
Yeah, all hand sewn, locally made as well.
Okay, great.
This is actually what I have
stuff on. Oh, you made that?
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
That's lovely. Do you have small?
We do, yeah.
Okay, good. We'll talk after. And in terms of business owners in Tobago, they've been raising concerns with the seabird. They claim that it has had a negative impact on their businesses. Has it really impacted your business, and to what extent?
It has as well, because I came over actually to get material to head back to Tobago, and
As
I'm
opposed to
here.
normally would be coming. Really?
Yep. I had to come over here because there wasn't any more brown cotton is what I used. So there wasn't any more over there. So I had to come over here to get material, and I've been stuck here for the past 3 days.
When you say stuck here, you mean?
Because of, the ferry problems and stuff like that. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it the first time that you're experiencing something
It's
like
the
this?
first time, yeah, it's the first time, because I've been back and forth without any problems, any hassle and stuff like that. But this is actually the first time that the sailing has been cancelled a couple of days.
So what is your disposition? What do you plan to do in terms of putting something in place?
Well, that's a good thing for me, actually, because we also do shipping via TT Post and stuff like that. So even if there's a customer and I'm not able to be there in Tobago, fortunately my boyfriend is still there, but I can always do TT Post because I came with some of my stock. Anytime I'm traveling, I come with stock as well. So there's not a problem for me to ship something to somebody in the event that I can't make it over in time.
Do you have a location?
I work from home. It's in Signal Hill. Yeah.
And in terms of the customers that you've had, are they regular customers, or do you have a lot of new people coming in being introduced to it?
It's new people. It's relatively new people. I get support from a lot of young people like myself. I guess, young people would support young people. I've also gotten a lot of encouragement from older persons as well. So.
And what advice do you have for young people like yourself who are wondering if they can really make this something viable in terms of a career path and financially as well?
What I would say is, in whatever avenue you decide to give a try and stuff like that, just go forward with it. It's a bit difficult. There would be a lot of tough times and stuff like that, but you see, marketing is key. Marketing is key. You have to stick with it. You must have that stick-with-itness, unless it won't work. You have to have the willpower, the willingness to do it.
I want to talk a little bit about pollution now. You definitely would have had some sort of drive, and I know it probably would not have just been about making money opening your business, but you had a plan in place because it was put in place to address some issues that we're having, global warming, pollution, etc. What exactly, when were you introduced to this? When did you realize that you needed to take some action and do something about our current situation as it relates to pollution?
Yeah. Okay, all right. Via research from online and stuff like that, I know being eco-friendly was definitely one of the things that, they wanted to introduce more and stuff like that. And, well, I know local people, sorry to say, but we are a bit on the messy side, you know. So I really wanted to introduce this to get persons, the littering. It's more of a fashion statement as well as it is a grocery bag, and stuff like that. You can shop with it as well and stuff like that. So, a plastic bag, you can always, if it tears, you just throw it by the wayside and that kind of thing. Whereas this, it's usable. It goes a long way, like we said earlier, and stuff like that. So it would assist with the pollution and stuff like that as well.
Now, you're based in Tobago, where tourism is definitely a big thing.
Yeah.
Now, would you say that tourists have been responding to this particular call a little bit more than the locals, perhaps?
I would say so, yes, because right now there's actually cruise ship season in Tobago as well, and I took part in my first cruise ship last week. And I've gotten a big response with the tote bags, as well as they even bought some of the BuyLocal stuff to take back home. So it was actually surprising that I got more support from tourists than the locals.
You thought it was surprising?
Yes, it was.
What is your vision? What do you really plan to achieve in all of this?
Basically just get persons to make the switch from plastic, paper, to something more protective of the environment. Yeah,
and
that's basically the plan.
In terms of some of these things that you have, so you have clothing bags. What again do you have? And
just like these things promoting as well. We have coconuts, we have crabs, there's even the local flour and stuff like that. So, we're just trying to get persons to be more appreciative of the natural stuff that we have, as well as our culture.
What are some of the items in the box that you have?
The boxes, actually, this is one of the BuyLocal t-shirts.
Okay.
This is just the packaging, to showcase the packaging. This is a kid's dress, and this is the wrap belt, like what I have on.
Can you just hold up one of the wrap belts as well? Very beautiful colors.
Thank you. And then you can wrap it multiple times. You can wrap it around the neck. You can wrap it around the waist.
And how did you get into sewing? that sort of thing? You did it at school, or
I
was-
did,
you
yeah, I
it at
did
school?
sewing at school.
So
But
you
I
always
was
knew you wanted to get into this?
Yeah, I was always a creative person. I did art in school as well. So anything
Lovely.
artistic and stuff like that,
That was
makeup,
your-
that was my
Yeah.
avenue. Yeah.
And personally, my final question to you, how do you feel seeing that you actually launched out as opposed to having an idea, which many of us have? We have so many ideas, but we never really got it off the ground.
Right. It was nerve-wracking at first because, you know, I wasn't aware of the response that I would have gotten. But thus far, I mean, even though things are a bit slow and the business is relatively new and we're still, you know, trying to get it out there, I would say it's still inspiring and encouraging. I still have the drive to go forward with it. I mean, I
In
see
spite
in
of
the
the
future,
challenges.
I see the future more or less that, you know, we would be able to make that switch eventually.
Well, we are happy to have you here in spite of the challenges that you faced and the purpose of your visit really to get material, but we're very, very happy to have you here.
Thank
you so
you.
much and best of luck. And we're making an appeal to you all to support Buy Local and switch from plastics. You have some great alternatives here. We've been chatting with Cheyenne Gilbert, owner of Caribbean Aesthetics.